What's good, good people? Welcome to hashtag my Be More. What's the 410? Where we stand in the gap of the news you can use and the positive stories our spirits need. I'm your host, Dion Joyner Weems. It's like a tribe called Quest. You have to say it all together. And though I wear many hats, they still sit on top of the same mission to uplift, amplify, and empower Baltimore's truth tellers and change makers, whether that's through hashtag my Be More project, my book, That Part What Some Know or Won't Tell You About Motherhood, or as the Chief Energy Officer of Audacity Group, a global marketing shop. We tell bold stories of social impact. And in 2022, we learned what you and I already know. People trust people more than they do a system. That's why hashtag my Be More project centers the voices of the change makers on the ground doing the work, like Latania Chisholm, a leader, educator, and wellness advocate. Let's bring her up, shall we?
Hey.
Latania, how are you?
Hi, Dion Joyner Wings.
She hit me with the full government. She did the full again. So I am honored to have you here. And before we jump into the conversation, we wanted to do your bio, which we kind of look at as our verbal flowers. So if you wouldn't mind, can I share this with you?
Yeah.
All right. Latania Chisholm, founder and chief Envisionary officer of Jamii Leadership Incorporated, is a visionary leader rooted in Baltimore who has spent nearly 2 decades building spaces where children, families, and elders can thrive. From serving more than hundreds of families through Tender Hearts Family Daycare to launching Jamii Leadership in 2021, she has created a wellness-centered ecosystem grounded in culture, education, and community care. With a background in healthcare and a certified traditional herbalist, she brings both clinical knowledge and ancestral wisdom to her work. Latanya doesn't just run programs, she nurtures connection. She is a wife, mother, grandmother, healer, and community builder whose leadership teaches us that wellness is not a luxury, it is legacy work. Is that fair?
Wow. Yes, that's very fair. Goodness.
You
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 don't know what
are
to do until somebody say it. Like, oh.
are you serious?
You just be doing it. You just in your work. You just in your work. So it doesn't seem like a whole lot to me. But I know it's a whole lot to people and children and
Amen.
families. So I know it's just what I do.
Amen. And I receive it. So, all right, before we jump into the conversation, we like to loosen up a little bit, okay? We call this day 8, okay? Where
Okay.
we give people a taste of the personality behind the professional, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you 8 rapid fire questions. Don't overthink it. Just say yes in your heart, okay? All right,
Okay. Okay.
ready, set, go. Crab cake, fried or broiled?
Broiled.
Come on. Nickname your family used to call you.
Oh goodness. I don't think it was any. No.
Nickname from friends?
Mm-mm.
All right, let's say you call her by her full name. Get it right.
They I guess either Tanya or yeah.
I'll take it.
No.
Name one song on your Get Pumped, Amp, Fired Up playlist when you need to get.
It's not one song, but it's an artist. J. Cole. J. Cole get me there.
Shout out to J. Cole came through Baltimore. Loved it. Loved it. If wellness had a color, what would it be?
Oh, green.
Beautiful. Would you survive a zombie apocalypse?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't I don't watch them shows and stuff, but I got you on the medicine tip. If we need to get you some something to get you back to the human
Ooh,
side,
ooh.
I'm in. I got you.
And that's our next question. Okay, name the one herb you can't live without. Wish it was
Oh
a
man.
go-to. Like
It's a few of them. Let me say, I'm gonna go with Golden Seal.
golden seal. Just for people listening, I'm diverting. Golden seal is what is that?
Golden seal is the mecca of all herbs. Like it does everything: antifungal, antibacterial, antimicrobial. It heals most things. Like you can golden seal is one of my ones that I always keep in the house. Echinacea, like mullein, those I keep those right there.
As a mother of three growing boys, I appreciate that, and I'm taking notes. Okay, is it wrong for a vegetarian to eat animal crackers? What say you? What say you? People want to know, where do you stand on this?
Ah, no, I don't think so.
All right, our last question. If you had 25 hours in a day, what would you do with that extra hour?
Listen to some running water. I just like to listen to running water. I would say sleep, but I feel like I sleep well enough. I go to bed early enough, get up early enough, so I feel like I sleep well enough. But so just an hour of listening to just running water would be my think piece.
Let me tell you, this is our second season, and Latanya just brought it with the They Ate. That last one, that's unique. I love it. Thank you very much.
You're
You
welcome.
just ate. All right,
Thank you.
let's get into our conversation. First, let's like ground ourselves. I'd like to ask, what? No, how is your heart today?
My heart today is light. Coming off of that new moon yesterday, I did a lot of resting. Yesterday, I did a lot of things that I didn't even know was preparing me for the rest for the new moon over the weekend. But yeah, I did a lot of resting. So my heart is light today. Um, my heart is joyful today. You know, I can breathe a little better today. Because sometimes, so I have a tattoo on my arm. First tattoo I got when I turned 47, and it says breathe. It's the Om Sanskrit, and it says breathe on it, right? And so when I got that tattoo and decided on what I was going to get, I used to always fake it out. Like, I'm going to get a tattoo. I wasn't grown enough for a tattoo yet, but I got one at 47, and it had to be purposeful. And
Correct.
so breathe was a message that I wanted to always have on my arm because I felt like at one time, like I wasn't breathing. It was always like I'm holding my breath. I'm holding my breath through each challenge, each, life choice, each I'm just holding my breath and you can feel it. And so,
Yeah.
I gotta remember to like
Mhm.
like let it out. Like every day. Just look at it. Oh, gotta remember to breathe. So
No, you are like running water. Like as I'm listening to you, I can feel myself regulating to your rhythm, which is beautiful. If you could set your intention for today's conversation, what would it be?
uh today again, it always leads me back to wellness. Because I'm seeing so many unwell people, children, families, whatever. So my intention for today would be to tell a community, like, just be well, take care of yourself, take care of
Mm,
your children, take care of your family, but mostly take care of yourself. You can't take care of yourself. I mean, take care of others if you're not taking care of yourself, which, you try your best, but you have to really be mindful and intentional about that kind of a thing. Like really like get into yourself, you know, wellness and loving yourself to make sure that you can, pour into others. But wellness,
that's
my message for today is take
wellness.
care of yourselves. Yeah,
Understood.
wellness.
Um, Latanya, before Jamii Leadership, before Tender Hearts, before the nonprofit, who were you?
I was a young mom. I was a teenage mom. Um, and it just seems like I've always been in, just this leadership role. I'm a big
Mm,
sister. I'm the oldest sibling. So,
mm,
I'm the first kid. You do things
all the things.
automatically just because yeah,
Yeah,
just automatically.
yeah,
So I was, before all of that, before the medical field, I just was a young mom so early. Who I had become is just, what I am, like, a pillar of wellness. Like, that's all I really honestly be thinking about. Like, how can we get to the next level of wellness, just across the board. And people often ask me that, Dion, like who you are outside of.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm still becoming.
Amen. No, I receive, and it's
Yeah.
interesting because I'm curious as because we're always becoming and
Mm-hmm.
evolving from something. I'm curious, what was the moment you realized that childcare, that you can say childcare, you can say wellness, however you want to take the question, but I want to know, when did you realize that it wasn't just a business, it was a calling?
Oh man, when they kept coming back, when the families was just being referred to me, like I never had to market for any of my businesses with childcare, with the daycare. Like I was referred by a family who was referred by another family who was referred by the school. You know what I mean? So when they kept coming back and it was different issues being presented from, I don't know, jobs, they needed jobs, or, extra childcare, um, to personal things, you know what I mean? And that's when I was like, okay, so we can't just take care of the kids because our family, our parents are suffering. And I had parents, grandparents, everybody would come talk to me. I had one parent was like, you're like a bartender. Like, we come talk to you, you fix all our problems, and then we go home. But when they just keep coming back, and new families are referred. And this is across the board with my daycare business, the nonprofit, the homeschool, the herbal business. Like they're all referrals from somebody who knew somebody who knows somebody that know me. So when, it's like I see where the importance of wellness is not, it was never just about me. It's always to build and,
Yeah,
build this organic community and just, just build it and go away.
but you can keep flowing from there, because even when you say, and we've had past conversations with
Hmm.
Jamii,
Hmm.
what
Like
does that mean?
Jamii means community in Swahili. And so we are a community leadership organization. Like everything we do is led by community. Like parents work for the organization, parents volunteer in the organization, from culinary to academics, to running an intergenerational program for fitness and things like that. Like we have parents whose children are in our academics program and they offer their wellness services in return. So we're a community leadership organization. That's what we do. I don't know how to do anything other than make connections organically.
How do you
People be
feel?
finding me.
And the thing is, and as a coming putting on the hat as a brand marketer, I
Hmm.
you guess TV, you want to be able to get on TV, you want to be on the radio, but nothing beats the authenticity of word of mouth, because that
Hmm.
means that someone truly had the lived experience, felt it in their heart enough to share it. Because we're quick to talk about everything that's going wrong. Oh,
Yeah.
we will complain quickly, but to
Hmm.
share the good news with someone
Yeah.
else, that says
Yeah.
so much about the foundation of what you're building. And I'm curious, can you discuss more what makes that homeschool collective, like what makes it different from others? What do you think?
In my opinion, the parents is what make the difference. Like my parents being involved. I have one parent who was teaching creative writing, right, in exchange for her son joining the collective. Like we all pour into it. And not to say that it's not the same with other people, but we kind of like we build the curriculum together. We have a mom who is our culinary resident chef, so we are building the menu together. The kids help build the menu for the week. Everybody is involved in the trips, like where we're going, the objective and goals of the field trips and the field lessons are very culturally rooted, and then we have the fun stuff. Like, we have homeschool skate days at Skate Zone, but it's a STEM lesson. They get a STEM lesson and then they get to skate for, another hour and a half. So we try to make it intentional. We try to be, real transparent with each other in the collective. A lot of our parents are, they help each other out. We're picking up kids here, we're dropping them off. Like it's just, it's a give and take kind of ecosystem. And then, we make sure that nobody's without. It doesn't matter what it is. You need a hug, we got you. You need, extra meals, we got it. The kids need assistance with homework, we got you. Shoot, you need help with homework with the kids, we got you.
That math be math, and I want to shout out to Akio because math is real.
Man,
Um,
Akil is awesome. We did a workshop together. He's awesome. So we're working on some other things, but the families really took to that workshop. So we're trying to make some other things shake, to continue on and expand on that session.
Man, again, shout out to community. Just how
Yeah.
we're all interconnected in that way. I'm curious if you put on that bartender hat, right? As someone who works closely with children and families, what's keeping our parents up at night when they're thinking about school and as it relates to their children?
School, in any sense, safety. Like most parents are concerned about safety. Is my child safe in this space? It doesn't matter what you teach and how great it is, and how wonderful your teachers are. Is my kid safe in this space? Are they thriving in this space, and not just academically thriving? Because, like, again, we want to make sure that we're serving the healthy meals. We want to make sure that the children have some say so over their schedules. And a lot of times, and I'm not knocking traditional schooling, but they're sitting too long. And a lot of kids need to really get that energy out. So by providing some interactive learning sessions and things like that, kids are more happy to do the work if it's interactive. If we're playing math hopscotch, or if we're playing games that involve multiplication and Uno, like anything like that. Like, kids love a good challenge, they love a good competition, but they also like to stay active and moving. So a lot of parents be concerned about safety, no movement in the classroom schedule, having to sit in this one space for 90 minutes. But mostly that safety, that emotional safety, of I can trust you with my children. I can trust you, my kids are good, like, Miss Tanya. I've never had a problem, with children in the space. Because, I want them to feel welcome. I want them to feel safe. I want the parents to come in and feel safe. And sometimes you get to the parents through the children. People
You
think it's the other way around, but no, you get to the parents through the kids.
that means, again, as a mother of three, whenever I'm talking to my girlfriends, one of the things that we uplift is the fact that your children are listening. Do not ever take for granted that they do not
Hmm.
know what is going on. So they are your
Hmm.
best source of information because
Yeah.
they got their ears to the ground and their eyes and everything.
They
Um,
everything.
I was about to throw some shade to my son Liam if he watches this, because Um, but I'm curious because what you're building is a golden gem. And if schools and community organizations, if schools and nonprofits truly worked in alignment, what would you think would feel different for families?
The authenticity, like, of the connection. Like, you got to have the organization has to be aligned, and the schools, they both have to be aligned, the school's mission and the organization's mission, in order for it to work. In the school setting, if I'm going to bring a program into your school setting, I want to, I'm going to get to know what the school is about, how, what the kids are about, what's the demographics and things like that, so I can know what it is. Like, but if I'm bringing theater,
Yeah.
you got a lot of kids that's interested in theater. You know what I'm saying? If we have an opportunity for some of your children to experience some of the programs that we have with our homeschool collective, like the horseback riding lessons, how do we make this alignment? Because you only have a select few that can do this. So,
Okay.
we're just trying to make that connection where parents will feel like, oh, we safe in the Jamii leadership after school program. My kids they love the theater program. We had creative arts and STEM program. We've had visual arts programs in a different rec centers. So if we continue with that, building that ecosystem organically with our directors, our teachers, our community liaisons in the school system, then I feel like that relationship works.
I'm just listening. First of all, she just said horseback riding. I mean, because we know at the end of the day, it's exposure, exposure, exposure. You don't know what you
Yeah.
don't know.
And
So
that's
to see, Jamii, what you bring into vision, I want to know if you were to get the funding that you needed, where where would where do you think the investment would have the greatest impact in the work that you're doing? Because you're doing so much. But if you really had the funding that you needed, where do you feel like, oh, this is if you think this is good, wait this.
Programming programming covers our youth, our middle group, and our seniors, right? So, and we have a variety of them, but covering programming so
Mm-hmm.
that we can continue to do what we're doing, so we can do it on a grander level.
Mm-hmm.
The connections that we have for, like, the horseback ride, like, again, that came from a community connection. I got that connection from, a rec center connection. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that came to be. And they've been doing it now for 3 years, almost 4 years now. They've been going, with horseback riding. My community connections are strong. I feel like they're strong. And if we can provide the funding for our partners out there who might be offering the theater, I need a theater teacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
She
Mm-hmm.
needs an assistant. If we can continue to just expand on the programs that we have in place already, I think that that's where the funding will go further into expanding what we're already doing. We're 5 years in the game. We came up on our 5 year anniversary this January. Phew. I'm telling you,
Breath
this
of
is a
breath.
long 5 years,
Breath of
sis.
breath. Uh-huh.
The nonprofit is 5 years. I've been doing business for a long time, but the nonprofit world is just a different beast for me. So, I'm just getting my footing, learning some things about it, do's and don'ts, what I like and what I don't. But the funding piece is where the challenge always is. We're never without children for programs.
Right.
We actually had to stop some of our programs because we didn't have the funding for it, like our transportation program, getting kids back and forth to school. We did stop that, but it'll be back. It'll be
Mm-hmm.
back better than ever and all of that. But some things we just had to pause and pivot for a second.
Can I just tell you, you are we're we we're in alignment and understanding that life be lifing, but God
Mm-hmm.
puts a purpose on your heart so you keep moving. And I just
Mm-hmm.
want to say to you, the spirit is hitting me as I'm listening to you. You are reminding me of why we have these what's the 410 conversations, because with everything going on in life, it's quick to be like, what's the point? You start the doubt starts to
Yeah.
whisper. But to
And
understand, even you talking about transportation, it's the idea that we have everything that we need within our community. It's just that
we
we do
got
a poor job
everything.
of communicating it. So
Yep.
being able to just uplift what you need, someone listening here be like, bet, let's make this connection. So you have reminded me of the why, and I want to say thank you
Oh, you're
for that
welcome.
experience.
Thank you.
I'm curious, your intergenerational wellness programs, what happens when our elders and youth heal together? Like what do you see?
So, in our intergenerational program, we did intergenerational yoga down at Middle Branch Wellness Center with the beautiful Michelle Stafford. She was our lead yogi. That program was so refreshing. The kids had a wonderful experience. Our seniors had a wonderful experience, but it was an experience for all ages.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and just to see how the kids are going to help our seniors who might not be able to physically stand up and might need some assistance. And our seniors are enjoying the children, being joyful and playing around in the yoga because Michelle made it fun. We had basketballs, we had ropes, we had chairs. It was wonderful. And just to watch that gap be closed just in that moment, that hour, you
Mm.
know um it was just a great experience, and we're going to bring that one back as well. But I felt like there was the gap was a misunderstanding in communication. Like, seniors don't like babies, and they don't like this middle age group, and this middle age group don't like the seniors. And so, let's create a program just to bring us all together. And we have a lot of other programs that we were supposed to head up last year, but we had, some little snafus in life that brought us back for a second, but they'll be back this year. But the intergenerational program is very important to, I feel like it's important, to the community, so that everybody can get an understanding of everybody, and the seniors seem to take to the kids. They love it. They're joyful. They're smiling more. They're like, oh, I can do this. The kids is like, I'm strong. I can help this senior. And it's just a whole circle. I love it so much. The kids love it. The seniors love it. They're waiting for us to bring it back, and we will.
Yeah, yeah.
We will.
And that's where, and it comes back to thinking about Jamii being fully resourced, fully funded.
Hmm.
You touched on it, and I'm not going to push you. I'll speak from my own experience in speaking to nonprofit grassroots organizations that talk about the challenges of getting funding. Some of it starts with the education of the funders, but as a nonprofit, you're wearing so many hats to get out and network, to get out and try to educate you on
Hmm.
the work that I am actively doing is a challenge. You have those that feel like their proximity to certain groups gives them this well-versed knowledge into a world that they truly do not understand. I'm curious if you can speak to, for funders that are listening, to understand some of those misconceptions that they may have of what it really takes to run a nonprofit, like in Baltimore, the way that you're doing it, to really run it.
I would want them to know like the challenges of wearing the many hats as a chief and visionary officer, wearing all of the hats, trying to make sure that this funding hat stays on always, because we always need funding. So just trying to make sure that I stay doing things to let them know like we are still here, we are still working. It's not as out there as some of the other organizations, but the funding, funding our programs is the biggest challenge, like to keep us going. We've participated in wonderful things like Collective Give Day. I love that. Our theme for Collective Give Day is, and I'm a Sagittarius, so I go big or go, just go big or go
Go
home.
ahead.
Okay,
Aries
just go
over
big or
here,
go
fire
home.
sign. Let's do it.
Okay, fire signs. So our Collective Give Day theme is 500K in just one day, because I believe that we can raise 500K in just one day. And I broke down all of the components and parts that the 500K is for, and that's how we rock and roll. And I think that we're going to do that. We're going to put that more out in the front, not just for Collective Give Day, but that's just going to
Just a
probably
general,
be,
yeah.
yeah, just in general, our general fundraising, 500K in just one day. We have partnerships, with T. Rowe Price. We have, partnerships with different organizations and things who help keep us funded. My goodness, because that's a huge help with keeping us funded. But just looking for more partnerships, more funders in the wellness sector who looking to fund organizations who are given the total package in wellness. We do it on the 8 pillars of wellness: spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, occupational, financial, intellectual, because I feel like that whole
Yeah,
piece
you're
of
right.
wellness. Like, if you're not financially stable, you ain't mentally well. If you, you know what I mean? If you are stressed out in your occupation, you're not spiritually well. You might not be physically or mentally, emotional well. So, just those who understand like the 8 pillars of wellness and see the work that we do and what they could offer us, or we could offer them in exchange
Mhm,
or in
mhm.
alignment, you know what I mean? In alignment with
Yes.
what we do to keep our programs going, to keep our programs funded, to keep our families in wellness, to keep them in wellness.
I'm curious when you talk about the many hats, if someone were watching right now and they wanted to volunteer, I'm curious of what kind of person thrives in your ecosystem, in your space, in your community, in your
You want to know what we need, baby? I need somebody to market this social media stuff, because Miss Tanya can't do it. Dion, I'm telling you, I be trying to get into the social media and posting, and baby, I got photos upon videos upon whatever. So somebody take my phone and do it, please. Miss Tanya can't do
you're talking about such, and this
that.
is what gets me as, and I'm hoping for businesses that are watching. As a CEO of a business, when you come across a story like yours, you want to give that service, but then it's also having the capacity to do. And there's a
Yeah.
there. There's an
Hmm.
obvious gap. But here it is. I asked you the question about volunteering, and the first place you go is to a very tangible, like that's a marketing is still is business foundational need before you're even sitting down and talking,
Mhm.
doing homework or coloring with a child.
Listen. And again, there's photos and videos and all of that stuff, but to actually get on here, like I like to be low key. I like to be behind the scenes. I don't like to be all out here, Dion, talking to people.
But look at her roar, because this is the calling. This is where, and it's because not and again, not going to push, but I do think that it's relevant to know. I guess I'm switching gears to talk about like the test
Mhm.
of a founder. When you're talking
Mhm.
about wellness and resilience, you're a
Mhm.
mirror of the people that you're bringing in, and you've experienced, and you can decide how deep you want, but you've experienced like a serious accident while like leading this organization. Like, what
Yeah.
did that season teach you?
That that accident, I was in a car accident March 3rd, 2025. That took me out for the year. That experience taught me acceptance. That I had to lean in. I had to lean back. Go ahead and take care of yourself because your team got it. And not that I ever doubted that my team had it, but accepting that you don't have to do everything, accepting that you don't have to be everywhere. And again, not that I was trying to be but when you don't have the components and parts for your organization, you kind of got to wear this hat, that hat, this hat, that hat. And the Most High knew that I wasn't going to stop because I was getting ready to do a fundraiser.
Yeah.
Most High knew that once that fundraiser was successful, I wasn't going to stop. I was going to keep going. And that's just me. That's how I do. I just keep going. In the season that I am in, and I've always been in this kind of like leader. I want to be like the 10-80-10 leader. I'm
Mm-hmm.
here to get us there and start the processes and things like that. The 80, y'all got that. And the
Mm-hmm.
10, I'm coming back to finish us up. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Like, so that is my goal. That accident slowed me down enough to understand that one, we built a brand in wellness. And not that I necessarily thought that I was going to build a brand. I just was doing my work, doing what I know how to do. And then at some point it hit me like, you're a whole wellness brand. And you have always been a wellness brand. From the
Mm.
time of being in the medical field, like I've always been a community person. Just like I'm gonna make you comfortable when I'm sticking you with this needle. We're gonna talk about a story while I give you this
God
IV.
bless you. As a person who's not a fan, I
And I'm
just
not a
cringe
fan.
to
I'm
hear
not
it.
a fan. I'm not a fan of all of needles. I got it's a crazy story about how I got to be doing what I'm doing, but I had a bad experience with an IV when I was younger. My hand was all swollen or whatever, and I was like, if I'm in the field, I'm not gonna make nobody feel this way. And so when I got in the field,
Uh-huh. Okay.
I used to work just the front desk, and somehow I got to the back office.
Okay, and if I can pause you for a second, because now I've got some segues in here. One, you've just brought as I've been talking to people in these conversations, I have found that it has been people's poor experience
Hmm.
that has prompted them to do it better for someone else. Like, this is not the first time that I've heard that. And I'm like, that has to be some type of thread of a community lover. The fact that you have
Yeah.
that type of empathy where I experienced something horrible and I refuse to allow
Listen,
that to happen to someone else. But here's my
it
question.
was
You
crazy.
started, because I didn't touch it, but you're bringing it up. You started in the healthcare field, like IV therapist, medical assistant, lab technician. What did the medical field teach you about care?
The medical field taught me that, coming across so many different people and people in their life experiences, you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know if you're going to get a happy patient. You don't know if you're going to get a sad patient. And so I felt that it was my responsibility to, in that moment, we're going to make somebody, you got to be comfortable. I would want somebody to make me comfortable. If I'm coming in for care, whether it's a needle or a EKG, like, just care. Don't cost you nothing to care. It don't cost you nothing to be kind. It don't cost you nothing to be gentle with people when you don't know. their situation. So, you just be kind, be gentle. It doesn't cost anything for you to be caring to somebody in a moment where they're vulnerable because I'm about to give you a needle or I'm about to do your IV or, whatever the case may be.
I hear you. Like we've discussed, we're both dealing with grief amongst our friends and family. But I remember
Hmm.
my father in the hospital, and there was nothing like knowing that he had a nurse that cared, that he had someone
Yeah.
that was, as you know, as a caregiver. It's like that matters.
Yeah.
Um, I'm curious. You once said, when it doesn't let you sleep, it's
Oh,
never just
man.
sleep. What does that mean?
So many times in this nonprofit journey, because it's just a different field for me. I can do for profit all day. Daycare. I can do for the nonprofit world is a little different. When people's livelihood depends on you moving, when like for the homeschool collective, for the nonprofit, the programming and things like that, that it's hard, and a lot of nights I just be like, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. And the Most High don't let you sleep when you are blessed with such a gift and a purpose, and you're responsible, because I feel responsible to carry out this purpose, right? Because it is such a gift.
Hmm.
If I go to sleep talking about I ain't gonna get up and do this the next day, Miss saying you don't sleep, Dion.
I
I
hear you.
don't. It won't let me sleep. It's just like you have to pivot. You have to. This might be a roadblock. It might be an emotional roadblock. It might be, a funding roadblock. Whatever the case may be, there's a way around it. I always try to go inward and think, like, am I doing it the right way? Am I doing the right things? Am I doing it for the right reasons? Because sometimes, you don't want to be selfish and just like, oh, I can do this. I know I can do it. I can, X, Y, and Z because I
Okay,
can,
now you
I
interrupt you.
can. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And I never think like that because it's not about me. Because once I build it, I want to walk away. Once I build it, I want to walk away. It's not for me to keep. It's for the
Understand.
community. You know what I'm saying? What I'm
Understand.
doing and what I build is not for me to keep. Any words that I speak are not for me to keep. Once it's out of my mouth, sometimes, girl, it's out of my mind. Because spirit then spoke through me. I said what spirit needed me to say, and I can keep it pushing. So once I build this ecosystem, I'm building, continuously building the ecosystem. It's for me to walk away. You know what I mean? It's for the community. That's why it's called Jamii Community, Jamii Leadership, your community leadership organization. Somebody else gonna have to lead after me. I'm just here to build it.
Yeah, like you said, 10, 80, 10, like that.
That 10-80-10. That's what I'm trying to be.
I like it. I took down a note. What happens to grassroots leaders when the system depends on them but doesn't protect them?
You get burned out, and I don't like to be burned out. Burned out mean I'm not happy. Burned out mean I ain't joyful. Burned out mean I ain't telling no jokes. Burned out mean, I don't ever want to be. And I want to say I wasn't at like a burnout, but I was getting there. And so I feel like grassroots leaders need space to breathe. We need space to unwind. We need, you know, wellness always, because it's a lot. And and most leaders know, like when you're running your own business, it's no 9 to 5. It's not a 8 to 4. It's always, you know what I mean? But in the middle of that always, you must always take care of yourself. You must always, wellness retreats, or just shoot staycations, or weekend, go get your feet done, something, some reflexology for your hands and feet, because those things, help, you to your organs. It helps your organs on the insides. It helps regulate your nervous system and things like that. We need rest, and not just like, not sleep rest. You know what I mean? Like,
Restoration, like it's
yeah, like restoration, like not just like sleep rest. That time to take that moment and step back from all of it, from it all, from the, take the shirt off, take every mask, every hat, everything off, and just be. So when I can just be, that's the goal. And not just me, my team got to just be. You know
I
what I
hear you.
mean?
Yeah, I
If
hear you.
if my
Yep.
team not well,
Right.
like, yeah, we all got to be well. I got to be well. My team got to be well. So that's the goal, to make sure that, to make all of this keep continue to going. Continue to go. Like, I need to be well. My team need to be well, so that we can continue to do what we're doing.
This it's powerful because the way, and we've all heard the terms about, a whole individual, a whole child, but when I think about the ecosystem that you're building, homeschooled leadership, and then I think about the structure within school, and this is not pointing fingers, you do make the wellness gap clear. I want to know, what do you want people to feel? Not just when Latania walks into the room, but when they hear Jamii, when they hear your work. And again, I'm thinking about anyone that's listening, a funder, a volunteer, a partner. What do you want people to feel?
I want them to feel like they can trust what people are saying about Jami. You know what I mean? I want you to feel like you can trust that you come to Jami for wellness, you're going to get the wellness you seek. I want you to trust that if you are looking for, academic programming and wellness, that Jami comes across your mind. Because somebody says something about Jami Leadership Academy, and yeah, I
Mhm.
want you to feel like you can trust what people say, about Jami.
That's powerful.
Trust what people say about, how Miss Tanya operate, because people know Miss Tanya. They know how to, I don't,
Right.
I don't play with people, and I don't play with their children. You
Amen.
know what I mean? And then yeah, we like fun stuff. You ain't gonna hear too many serious. Like, we laugh a lot. We laugh a lot in the organization. Whether it's the homeschool kids, whether it's the team. We laugh a lot. We dance a lot. We love a lot. We love hard in our little
Mhm.
Jamie Growth Circle. We got a little
Mhm.
Jamie Growth Circle that we started, and we love all of the people who collaborate with us. We love, all of our organizations who, when we come in with proposals and programs and stuff, they like, yeah, we want that. Yeah, we
Yeah.
want theater.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah, we want STEM. We had science and human biology. Yeah, we want that for our after school program. So when you hear Jami, I just want you to be like, oh, yeah, I think I want to check them out. You know what I mean? I heard they bop, and we gonna go see what they got. You know what I mean? So
Let me tell you. So I already like the 500K in just one day, but there's something mic drop about believe it. Like when you like,
yeah,
how, like, for me to know how much my grandfather made it clear to me growing up, Dion, all you have is your name. And that was really all you have is, and you're literally standing on that. And I have
all
so
you
much.
got is your name, sis, and yeah, come correct when you speak in mine. I don't play about it. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? I don't play
mm,
about it. And
mm.
I'm not, we not perfect and all of that stuff, but like, yeah, Miss Tanya don't play. I don't play. You know what I mean? I believe in what I do. I believe in, what Jamie has to offer. I believe in building and a thriving community organically. I love that we got a lot going on by word of mouth. Like, people from the daycare to the nonprofit, like, it's word of mouth. And I like that people speak,
Yes,
highly
ma'am.
of us, because it lets me know that we doing what we're supposed to do. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And people trust that we doing what we're supposed to do.
Let me tell you something. Okay, so that was the best way to, well, no, let me pause. As you reflect on your time here and those that are listening, is there anything more that you want to share, um, to how to connect with you, what we should be looking out for next from you to support?
We have math series workshops coming up with Dr. Akil Parker, so we'll be posting those. We have our Wellness Works summer camp. We've been doing Wellness Works every summer now since we started a nonprofit. And our Wellness Works summer camp involves 8 weeks of farming, culinary classes, learning how to grow your own food, and we're creating a ecosystem where if I grow something, I'll grow one thing that I like and you and don't like, and then we'll just exchange within our system. So that's in our Wellness Works summer camp.
So,
We also have our THC Thursdays, which is called the Thursday Healing Collectives, and
mm,
we'll be presenting workshops in collaboration with New Light Herbal Healing, and we'll be teaching different apothecary remedies, homeopathic workshops, and things like that to teach you how to take care of yourself, whether you can do it with herbs or just kitchen things. You know, that's what we'll be teaching on Thursdays, and that'll be on our Eventbrite site, and I'll post that link as well. We'll have a Jamii Jamboree.
oh,
That is going to be, yes, we're having a jam. We celebrating that 5 years, baby.
yes,
We
ma'am.
celebrating that 5 year anniversary.
More
So
to
I'm
come.
not sure where we're going to have it at yet, but we are looking for a big enough space because it's going to be a grand event, and we're going to celebrate Jamii and all of our Jamii Growth Circle members and our community, like the people who make Jamii go, which is the community. It's everybody. So thank you for sharing space. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the hugs, because yeah, hugs be important. Sister hugs be important. So
Right.
I'm glad to have come across you, because I didn't get to hug you when I first met you. We were at the library and you were doing a presentation. And when you were doing your presentation, I was like, that let me know then. And I think that was in 22. I think that was in 2000, not 22,
Wow.
2022. I think it was in 2022. In that moment, and you were just like electrifying, like going back and forth across the room, and you just talking and doing your thing. But when I first heard you say, I am the chief energy officer, it let me know right then and there that, all right, you're not doing too much. People told me that my name might have been too long for my business.
Wow.
Now that's a long name, but I'm like, but it's who we are. We are community leadership. You know what I
Mm,
mean? That's what we are. So that's what we going. That's who we are. When I was like, chief executive officer sounds too stuffy. I'm fun. You know what
yeah,
I mean? I'm a
yeah,
Sag. All I do is
yeah.
laugh and all of that. And so I was like, let me go with chief and visionary officer. And they like, ain't nobody never heard no chief and vision. Don't nobody do that. And you know what I mean? But when you walked across that and you were saying
Wow.
and doing your thing and talking about how this lion speak, I was amazed. I was like, see, these are the type people I need to be around.
Let me
The
tell you,
energy right here.
you just remind, well, one, I have to say thank you. And when I'm thinking about young people that we engage with, right, that
Hmm.
term too much. My father was raising me in the 80s, knowing that he was sending me out into a world that didn't care about a Black woman's tears. So his daughter being this passionate, vibrate, he was concerned about just making sure I was able to control that because he knew the world that I was in.
Hmm.
By the time my father transitioned, we had gotten to this place where he was like, Dion, you're not too much. Be all of it. Be full color. Be bright. And to know how many more behind us, Latania, like real talk, are
Hmm.
trying to break out of that box. So I want to say thank you for uplifting the permission that you get, because God didn't send us here to be in a box. We're to be abundant, like
Yeah,
joyful.
we are here.
Really,
Yes, and it is
literally go big
positive.
or go home. Like literally, he will call you
Listen,
back because you didn't
go
do
hard or
what I
go
sent you
home.
here to do.
Gonna sit you down if you don't do what you're supposed to do.
And
And
man,
yeah,
you
I'm not a person to sit. And I'm a person that always I'm gonna do what I say. I'm gonna
and
find a
we're
way to do what
behind
I
you.
say.
You're going to do what you say, and we're congratulating you on your 5 year mark with
Thank
more
you.
years to come. And hashtag
Yes.
my be more is like we're behind you, and looking forward to talking to you more. So please continue to
Thank
follow.
you.
And this is hashtag my
Definitely.
be more. What's the 410?
Yes.
Peace. We out.
I just want you to be great. I just want you to be great. I just want you to be great. Even if it means you gotta leave me and you don't wanna be baby, look baby, I'm straight. I just want you to be great. I just want you to be great. I just want you to be great.